Europe, 30,000 BC. We encounter the first archaeological findings that testify the existence of cereals and rudimentary bread. Man began cultivating the earth and changed from a hunter to a farmer. He abandoned nomadic life and settled down in one place. This is how the first organized settlements began to develop. Cereals became the main source of food, with wheat and barley being the dominant crops. We also have the first preparation of bread, that is a slurry of seed water baked on rocks in the sun. Ancient Egypt was considered to be the granary of the world. Good quality wheat was cultivated there for the first time. We encounter the first organized civilizations utilizing tools and animals. Bread was also born in the land of the Nile. It was the main food for the Egyptians. Herodotus wrote that bread first acquired an economic and social status in Egypt, since it was used as currency to cover the salaries of both ordinary workers and senior officials. Bread was initially kneaded in a trough and baked on a hot plate, where it became a type of pie. Later on, the dough was placed into a clay pot and cooked on embers. Yeast was discovered, and this greatly improved the quality of bread. We encounter bread in different shapes and sizes in grave excavations. Carefully shaped bread accompanied the dead. We also encounter the first organized bakeries that bake bread in a clay oven and sell it, while many other types of bread began to be prepared using a mixture of other cereals and seeds, as well as fruits and herbs, such as dates and coriander. Bread was handed down by the Egyptians to the Jews, the Greeks, and the Romans. The cultivation of common wheat was introduced from trading with Egypt, and this was the starting point for the production of good quality bread that was gradually enriched. The development of bread making was very rapid. The construction of ovens, as we know them today, with a door and the capacity for preheating, has been attributed to the Greeks. Wheat bread was called artos. Hippocrates refers to different types of bread, sweets, and biscuits. Later, Athenaeus, in the Learned Banquet, refers to 72 types of bread and the existence of organized bakeries. He even mentions the production of the first pizza, round dough on which they placed vegetables, cheese, or oil and herbs that was known as plakuntas. Following the complete conquest of Greece, the Romans were initiated into the art of baking by the Greeks and developed it. There were 300 organized bakeries in Rome during the reign of Emperor Trajan, with the first Bakers' Guild and Greek bakers. The bakery's bread industry was comprised of 5 parts: the grinding mill, the domed oven, the storeroom, the sales area, and the baker's house. The Romans have also been credited with using beer yeast in bread making, which they discovered during the conquest of countries that produced beer, such as the Gauls, Britons, and Iberians. As the art of bread making developed, bread now had a prominent place in the daily diet of the Byzantines, where the bread quality varied in accordance with the type of flour, as well as the manner in which cereals were milled. The bread was mainly produced from wheat, but also from barley. The Byzantines adored sweets and started developing pastry making. Even though it took a long time for sugar to be discovered, honey was in abundance to cover the many needs. Apart from honey, sireo, or drosato, pomegranate syrup, was often poured over the sweets. Bread making remained the same amongst most cultures, up till 1881, when electricity decisively altered people's lives. Many new recipes were developed throughout Europe, together with the art of pastry making, which have survived down to the present day and are cherished. We have croissant from Vienna, tiramisu, panettone, and ciabatta from Italy, crepes, brioche, baguette, and millefeuille from France, cake from Spain, and many other flavors that have now enslaved the world. We may not know with accuracy when mankind discovered cereals, but we know that after their cultivation, civilization started. Cereals help people to survive and domesticate animals. When man understood their importance, he decided to settle down in one place and start to cultivate them. That was a significant turning point for human evolution. Therefore, he began to build cities, communicate, write, and travel. Civilization began to develop. It is not surprising that bread was loved and appreciated by every culture, with a special position in daily life and religion. It is a precious commodity and will always be a basic element in our diet.